Welcome ladies and gentlemen, call me the Dream Believer, because that's who I am, and here we are at the Patchnotes 7.22. Well, I have to mention that I'm not gonna talk about the new runes. I'm not gonna talk about them, not in this video. I'm gonna make a video about the runes, how to make your own runes, how to create your own runes, and what to look at. But that in another video, I guess tomorrow, I'm not sure. I'm gonna see how much infos I get and how good I'm able to get into it. What we're gonna do is talk about the champions, and we don't talk about the base stats buffs. Literally every champ got base stats. His base stats or her base stats got buffed literally on every champ. We're gonna talk about specific spell buffs like Aatrox, like the first one, Aatrox. They increased the spells on a lot of champs, not all, but a lot of champs, just by a little. They don't try to overtune it. I can see that they try to not overtune it, like an Aatrox. His W went up by 5. His E also went up by 5. Or like Braum's W. I mean, first of all, watch his base armor. It's literally got doubled. His W, base bonus armor that you get when you charge on someone or dash to someone or use it on your own, increased by 2.5. At Camille again, see, just by 5. Her W increased by 5. Her E increased by 5. The core key Q increased by 5. Draven's Q and his E increased also by 5. What is really interesting is on Evelyn. Her passive is changed now. Before it was when you damage from any source, like it there. If you get damage from any source, your demon shade, so your passive, gets on a 4-second cooldown. But now it's if you get damage from an enemy champion, just champion, not any kind of damage source, just from champions, your demon shade get on a cooldown on 1.5 seconds. This is huge. This is a good increase. From my point of view, it is good. Asriel's E, his E went up by 5 also. What I'm a little bit confused about is Fiora. So I guess because they changing the meta now from the new runes, so I mean you are able to create crazy tanks with the new runes. So I guess that's why they increased Fiora's passive to make more true damage based on maximum health from 2 to 2.5%, and her Q went up by 5. Gangplank's passive, the true damage, the fire sword, went up by 10 per level. Graves Q also, both the Q got 2 damage potentials. Let me say, first of all, when you shot your Q, if first of all it dashed to the position where it has to be, and then it comes back. Also both of this went up by 5. And Hecarim, it's pretty interesting. Because of this new runes, you don't need Ghost anymore. Gavis, bro of mine, he played him yesterday in a jungle, and he was pretty strong. Wait, what? Which master key? You know what I'm talking about. He used, I think he used Predator. Yeah, I think he used Predator. It was pretty good. From my point, it was pretty good. His Q damage went up by 5. His E also went up by 5, but his max base damage, when you maximize your charge, maximize your speed, it went up by 10. Jarvan's Q went also up by 10. And Jax, his Q went up by 10. His E went up by 5. And by the way, all those base stats buffs are not gonna stay, not on every champ. It's just, it's pre-season. They try to test a little bit now and look on, and they look on what is good on which champ now, how the players gonna react to it, and how the people gonna handle it. So if they see something is a little bit too crazy, they're gonna remove the base stats. They're gonna put them a little bit down to they debuff them a little bit, you know. Well, and Jace, his Q damage went up by 10. Also to the skies, Q went up by 10. His ultimate, you know, when you get in the ultimate, the first attack, if you get the hammer or the crossbow, there's a charge powered attack. So, and this is what get buffed also, just by 5. You know, when you shot with the crossbow, there's a little lightning. Also with the hammer, if you hit someone, there's a little lightning. K and Q went up by 5. His W went up by 10. It's, from our point of view, it's definitely okay. I think he needed it, because I'm not sure. I saw him yesterday. I played Pantheon, and damn! And me as a Pantheon main, you know, who delete everything on the top lane with Ignite. At level 3 full engage, delete everyone. If he's not already literally dead from a Q. He needed, because I deleted him yesterday and he needed definitely. And from Kha'Zix, his passive base damage went up just a little bit, from 10 to 146. Before it was 10 to 146, now it is 14 to 150. It's okay, it is definitely okay. And his Q went up by 5, his W went just in the early. The early get buffed, not that much, just by 5. At level 3 you are the same, but level 1 and 2 W you get 5 damage more. And Kindred, again, the Kindred gets buffed. I think she could get not by 5, it could increase by 10, because I don't know, I think that people still not sure how to play her. People still don't know how to play her, and especially in the solo queue. You know, I'm not playing solo queue that much anymore. I'm playing more of Lex, because in a solo queue your teammates aren't able to handle the situation to cover your marks. From my point of view, they don't do it, or they don't get an overview on the minimap. They don't look at, they just confused, they just focused on the farm and the laning phase, but what happens around, they don't interest in that. So that's why I think it's good. It's definitely okay. And Kled, oh boy, so many numbers, but not that huge of an impact. His Q, well, when you hit your Q, the damage went up by 5, and when you pull someone to you, you know, the end of the charge from your Q went up by 10. The pistol went up by 5. The W, it isn't percentage damage, percentage health damage like it is there. It went up by 0.5%, and it is okay. It is definitely good, but somehow I'm a little bit scared of Kled. If he is in good hands, damn, this dude is a berserk. So and he's tanky as hell, yeah, you know. So his E went also up by 5. Lee Sin, his Q, activated, reactivated by 5. His E went up by 10. Leona base armor. Wait, isn't her W is about magic resistance and armor? Come on, why not the magic resistance increased? Never mind, but the armor just increased by 5. The Lucian Q increased by 5. Nocturne, the monster of the darkness, his Q increased by 5. Olaf, his Q increased by 10. But from my point of view, they could buff in a little bit more, because I rarely see this champ, and I wanna see this champ. This champ is insane. He is just a berserk if he activated his ultimate, and he's fat, and he just runs through your base, through your team, and delete everyone he wants. So I think he should get a little bit more buffed. Not only his Q. I think his Q was pretty fun, but I think it was his E or his W. You know, the shock, the lightning auto attack. I forgot this. Was it his E or his W? But never mind. And Pantheon, baby. Oh damn. That's why I was making so much damage in the early already. His Q went up by 10, and his E went up by 20. By 20! And I was wondering why we are doing so much damage. Pantheon, baby, with the new runes. Oh, damn. I deleted everything. And Poppy. Poppy. I'm Poppy. Her Q went up by 5. Her E went up by 5. And her ultimate, guess what? Yes, went up by 10. They're so strange numbers. Strange numbers. Rexa, I'm not sure if they should buff her, because she already had crazy base stats, and the buff on the rage that she had was pretty insane from my point of view in the right hand, so it was crazy. But well, never mind, they made it, so I'm gonna tell it. Her Q went up by 5, W went up by 5, E also went up by 5. Rennington, well, we all know he's an early dominant Berserk, but he falls off in late game sometimes, not only. In the right hands he don't fall that much off. He fall off, but in the right hands not that much. He still has his impact, but in the wrong hands you're definitely a nobody. So his Q went up by 5, his E went up by 10, the base damage, and the second one, the second dash, I think it's the second dash, went up by 10. And Riven, well, her rune charge duration, her passive increased from 5 seconds to 6 seconds. Her W base damage went up by 5, and her E, the shield, increased by 5. Well, okay. The shield was already pretty crazy from my point of view, especially in the high level. You are just wow. I mean, you built full tank. You built with her full tank, lethality, armor penetration if you need so, lifesteal, something like that, death stance, Duskblade, Humos, Lord Dominix, something like that, and you just tanky ass. Whew. You know what I'm talking about? It's crazy. Shaco's E went up by 5. Well, his E, you know, is when he throws his sword, his dagger. Okay, so you got a little bit more of an advantage to execute somebody. Well, and Talon, oh boy, Talon. To be honest, I don't like that because I hate Talon. I really don't like to play against him. I know how to avoid to lose against him, but it's still not that easy to win against him because of his passive, especially his passive, this bleed. You know, it's like in Darius 2.0, and you know what I'm talking about. But it's second Darius, it's like a second Darius, but never mind. His passive blades and increased by 15 from 1 to 11. From level 1 to 11, his Q damage, the base damage, increased by 5. His W increased by 10, especially if you, just a little tip, if you a mid laner like me, of course we can play everything, but mainly we play, every one of us playing mainly one role, right? So and if you play against him and you are a mobile champ like me playing Echo, or I don't know, something that's pretty fast, or LeBlanc or something like that, how to avoid his passive and to trade good against him is to try to dodge his W. If he won't be able to hit you with his W, you can engage, you can re-engage, trade him, poke him a little bit, fall off, and try that as long as you think, okay, when I'm full engaged right now and he gonna put his passive on me, even if he gonna ignite me, I'm gonna be able to kill him first, I'm gonna ignite him, I'm gonna delete him, and I'm gonna survive. If you think you're in this position, then you can engage. But as far as you not in that position, as you're not at that moment, you have to poke him and try to avoid his W. And Tyric, baby, his base damage went up from 22 to 90 to 25 to 93. Okay. To be honest, I don't know for what. Yeah, of course for poking and everything, but come on. His E went up by 5. Tristana's ultimate went up by 5. And wait, if you think, hey man, Dream, bro, man, no, listen Gemma, this 5 increase, I mean this 5 damage increase, sometimes it is the 5 damage, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 HP that are missing to kill somebody. And you know that I'm right. I'm not always right, but I'm never wrong. You know what I'm talking about. And Tryndamere, his E, damn, this Beyblade dude, increased by 10. So like they said, they wanted to get Urgot's abilities a little bit more quicker, a little bit that you can play him a little bit faster, and so his Q, the detonation decreased insanely. So they thought, hey, this was a little bit too much, so we increased it by 0.1. Varus E increased by 5. Wayne's E increased by 5. Vi's Q, the base damage, the mini, you know, the first one when you start to charge it and then you recharge, and then you just reset it, it increased by 5, and the maximum damage increased. Wukong's E increased by 5, and Xayah is at the moment pretty good, pretty strong, with the, especially with the new runes. She's good, strong. The attack speed is synergized so good with her feathers. Her base damage from her Q increased by 5, and the E increased by 5. Xin's Q increased also by 5, and I have to mention that some champs got the level 1 bonus attack speed. Mostly all got 1.5%, but I don't know why Yasuo has 4%, but never mind, he needed it, I guess. About the Q from Yorick, I'm not really sure if I understand that. Does it mean that I'm able to hit the tower with my shuffle, like Trundle can bite the tower now? Am I right? I hope so, because that would be cool. Zed's base damage from his Q went up by 10, and his E went up by 5. So these were already the champs, but now let's get to the items. Important thing to mention is that all support starting items now have Bandit as a passive effect. You remember this? You remember this mastery? When a minion died, you get 1 gold for it, and when you damage an enemy champion with a basic attack, I guess it was with the basic attack, you get 10 gold for that. It is good for supporter. I really like that. It is really good. So and the Targon's brace line, so you know, they thought, hey, because so many tanks are there and they can punish the squishy ranged supporters that can poke pretty well, but they are able to get punished so hard. So they thought, hey, let's give them a heal, because if you're killing a minion with the Spoils of War charge, it heals you for 2% of missing health in addition to the flat heal. The Spell Thief's Edge line, the gold that you get went from 8 to 10, and the damage from 10 to 13. The Poacher's Dirk, the combine cost went down from 250 to 150, 500 gold total cost. I never used that item, to be honest, so to be honest, I forgot how much does it cost. It will cost, I think, somewhere some 750, something like that. Am I right? I'm not sure. Come on, correct me if I'm wrong. And camps need to transform, so you need instead of 3 enemy camps, you need 4 enemy camps, and you have no cooldown between camps. And what I really like about the starting jungle items, the Hunter's Machete is a new passive. Now you got additional 15% attack speed for 2 seconds after hitting a basic attack on a monster. This is amazing. From my point of view, it is good, especially for some like Warwick's, Yi, Xin Zhao, something like that. So the Hunter's Talisman got a new passive, the Upgrade 2's Burn, to deal 50 magic damage over 5 seconds when you have bonus health from an item or effect. This is good. Like that? I liked it. And there's a new item. It's called Stopwatch. It costs you 600 gold. It is literally the same as Zhonya's. It is pretty similar. It is similar, but from our point of view, it is the same item. But it is just for 600 gold. You can use it once, and it is for everyone. Of course, like the Zhonya's, but it has no stats. the stopwatch has no stats, so it doesn't matter if you're 80, AP, a tank, or a support. You can buy it. If you got the gold, you can buy it, and if you think you need it, buy it. 600 gold, you use it once, you can't use it twice. Remember that. And now it's built off many other items. The gold is unchanged, you know, the Zonias, the Guardians Angels, the Gargoyles, Stoneplate, everyone's still the same, but the way to build it, the build path, is changed now. First of all, the Zonias, you had to build the Fiendish Codex and the Seeker's Arm Guard plus 800 gold. So they thought, hey, you 800 gold, so much. You could buy so much more with this 800 gold. Let's change it up. So that they made Fiendish Codex plus Seeker's Arm Guard plus the Stopwatch. So you got a Zonia's Hourglass already before, plus 200 gold. I like that. Good one, good one. I really like that. Same thing at the Guardian's Angel and the Gargoyle Stoneplate. Well, the Seradark increased by 2. Dustplate increased by 2. Humus increased by 2. Edge of Night increased by 2. Lethality items, they increased by 2. The sorcery shoes, so the magic penetration shoes, the magic penetration increased from 15 to 18, and the void stuff, I like that. I already mentioned that before. Magic penetration went from 35% to 40%. Baby, good, really good. So, and here's something they removed: the takedown experience. So I mention again, removed. No longer relevant. Earning a kill or assist while below your team's average level no longer grants bonus experience. Especially this is for the supporters, because the supporter is relevant in the team, for the team, but they are mostly below leveled, mostly below the average team level, you know. And another thing that I really like and enjoy to see, enjoy to read, the jungle experience, the comeback experience. Before you were getting 30 XP per level behind on any monster. Now they increase it by 20, so you got 50 experience now per level behind. So if you're, I don't know, 3 level behind, you get 150 XP. Only on large and epic monsters, remember that. But never mind, it's still in buff, it's still an increase, and you're still able to get a better comeback as a jungler if you're behind, like that. And the Grump first clear experience reduction, no, not 25%, increase to 50%. Amazing. And all camps are now worth 4 monsters. So that means you are able to get level 1 even already at the wolves. You can start at the wolves and you already get 1 more level. I mean, you are able to get level 2 within this. The base attack speed went down by 0.5 from the blue buff. Yeah, from the blue buff. So, and four last things, the extra damage to minions. You know, you had before masteries that you were keeping to make more damage on the minions, for example, a quicker wave clear or something like that. Now you got it permanently on everyone. Basic attack deal 5 bonus damage to lane minions. And the game start time. The game starts now at 1 minute and 10 seconds, because there were a lot of waiting around, a lot of people were pretty idle. Now the game starts quicker, and you're able to get even more punished if you're way too long, for example smoking or something like that, you know. And the gem select, this is what I really like. I really like that they adding 15 seconds to the selection loadout. So that means if you're in a champ select, you don't have, for example, 30 seconds, you have 45 seconds to check out your runes and pick your runes. I really like that. And the last thing that I want to mention is that you get capsules. That you get capsules at level 30. Oh no, I get one now at 31. I got yesterday capsule. At level 50, 75 and 100 you get a cup. And yeah, that was it. But oh man, you know, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I'm so close to platinum. So close. I already will be platinum, but Just some boosted mates. And who, baby? 420, let me say 28,000. 428,000. Mastery points on Echo. But ladies and gentlemen, that was it already. Thank you buddy so much for watching. If you want to see more of this or something like that, how about a subscribe and don't leave anything out there. And so remember, dreams come true. So what should I do? Just believe in you.